Alright everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be working on integers and exactly how they work and how to solve the questions involving them. So let's get started. So before we continue with the video, I want to recommend you to write this down as you will need this. I will explain it briefly. So whenever you see two minus signs together next to each other in an equation, it equals to addition. So you would remove them to make it easier for yourself and just put a plus sign there. If you see two plus signs together, of course, that also equals addition. Now, if you see two different signs together, like a minus plus or a plus minus, that equals to subtraction. And we will get to those examples in a bit. So if you, for example, have 3 plus minus 7, you're going to be subtracting 7. You're going to be minusing 7 from the 3. Okay, we will get to that later, but for now this is good to remember. It makes integers so much easier for you as you go along. Now another thing that you want to remember is that when you are adding, you are moving to the right side of the number line. So you are counting towards the right. When you are subtracting, you are counting towards the left. So adding to the right, subtraction to the left. Okay, let's get started with our first question. So our first question is going to be 5 minus 8. Let's find 5 on the number line. Now, where are we counting? We are subtracting. So where are we going to count? Towards the left. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We counted 8 times and we arrive at -3. So -3 would be our answer. Now, I'm going to teach you another way to do this. So if you ever need to do this in your head and you don't have a number line, you can think of it this way. You start at 5 and we're subtracting 8. So first we get to 0. So let's subtract 5 minus 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We subtracted 5 so far. We know we are subtracting 8. How much more is there left to subtract? If you said 3, that's correct. We just need to subtract 3 more because we subtracted 5 of the 8, so we do 8 minus 5, what we subtracted so far, and we get 3. So we just have to subtract 3 from 0. And subtracting from 0 is easy because whatever number you subtract from 0, that's the answer you end up getting in a negative number. So subtracting 3 from 0 would be 1, 2, 3, and you end up at -3 again. So our answer for this question is going to be -3. Okay, let's move on to another example. Okay, moving on to our next question. So here we have -8 minus -11. If we look over here, two minus signs equal a plus sign. So seeing that, we can write -8, and then the two minus signs will change to one plus sign, and then we put an 11 there, which stays. Okay, so we simplified the question for ourselves now because we see that our question is easier, -8 plus 11. So we start at -8. We can count to the which direction? The right, because we're adding 11 times. So we can do it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, and our answer will be 3. But we can also do it a different way, just like we talked about earlier. First, we get to 0. So let's count to 0. How many, what do we need to add to -8 to get to 0? 8. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we arrive at 0. Now, we are adding 11. So how much more do we need to add to 0? Well, we can find that out by doing 11 minus 8, and that gives us 3, right? That gives us 3. So we have 3 more to add. So we're going to add 3. So 1, 2, 3. And we arrive at our answer. Our answer is +3, and we can write it right there. If you were able to do this yourself, good job. And let's go to the next question. Okay, our next question, 4 plus -6. We have a -6 here, you can think of it that way, and we have a plus sign before it. We can look over here and see that plus minus equals a minus sign. So we can convert these. We can single them out, and we can rewrite the question like this: 4 minus 6. And that way we converted those two signs to one sign. It makes it easier for us to understand the question. So let's start at the 4 up here. And we are going to subtract minus 6. Try to do this yourself and see if you arrive at the right answer without using the number line. So let's get to 0 first. What do we need to subtract from 4 to get to 0? First, we do minus 4. So we subtract 4 from 4 to get to 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. We arrive at 0. Now, how much more do we need to subtract? How much is left to subtract? Well, we know that 6 minus 4 is 2. So we have a remainder of 2 that we need to subtract from the 0. So let's go 1, 2. And now we've arrived at our answer of negative 2. There we go. All right, good job. Let's do one more example. All right, on to our final question. We have negative 10 plus 8. We have one sign in the middle, and we know that's the plus sign. So we don't have to change it since it's just 1. We also know we're starting at negative 10. Now, for this one here, you can either count on your fingers to find out what you're going to end up with, or you can use a number line to help. But here's a hint. Because the number you're adding is not greater than the negative number, you're still going to end up in the negatives because you're not arriving at 0. We need to add at least 10 to get to 0, right? But we're not adding 10, we're adding less than 10. So we're not going to equal out the number. We're going to end up in the negative still. So to do that, we're just going to count. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we arrive at negative 2. And that is our final answer for that question. So there you have it. That's how to add and subtract integers. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as there will be more learning content, such as multiplying and dividing integers, which is actually easier than this, believe it or not, if you know your division and multiplication. Okay, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.